Hello and welcome to Let's Master English, the podcast that helps you improve your English in a fun, friendly, and practical way. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm your co-host, Peter. It's great to be with you all today. We are so happy you chose to spend some time with us.
In this podcast, we speak clear, intermediate-level English. We are a B1 level podcast. That means we will speak a little slower and we will explain the difficult words and phrases. Our goal is to help you understand everything and feel more confident.
That's right. And today, Sarah, we have a really interesting topic. It's a little different. We are going to talk about a world-famous book, but not a grammar book.
Exactly. We are talking about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Now, listeners, you might be thinking, wait, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, isn't that a book about money? About finance and business?
Yes, it is. It's one of the most famous personal finance books ever written. But Peter and I were reading it, and we realized something amazing.
We realized that the lessons in the book, the ideas about how to think, are not just for money. They are incredibly useful for learning a language.
The book is all about mindset. Mindset is a great word. It means your way of thinking or your attitude. And your mindset, your attitude, is perhaps the most important thing in language learning.
It's more important than the textbook you use. It's more important than the app on your phone. How you think about learning English will decide your success.
So, let's explain the basic idea of the book very simply. The author, Robert, had two dads. One was his real dad, the poor dad. The other was his friend's father, the rich dad.
The poor dad was very smart, had a good job, but always struggled with money. The rich dad didn't have a university degree, but became one of the richest men in Hawaii. Why?
Because they had a different mindset. They thought about money in completely different ways.
And today, we are going to take 5 big lessons from the rich dad and show you how to use them to learn English faster, better, and with more confidence.
This is going to be fun. Are you ready, Peter?
I'm ready. Let's get started.
Okay. Our first big lesson from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is about motivation. In the book, the rich dad is successful because he has a very strong reason for why he wants to be rich. He doesn't just want money, he wants freedom. That is his why.
This is a perfect lesson for language learners. So many people start learning English and then they stop. Why? Because their why is not strong enough.
What do we mean by your why? We mean your motivation, your reason for learning.
Let's ask our listeners, why are you learning English? Is it for a better job? Is it to travel and meet new people? Is it to watch movies without subtitles? Is it because you have to pass a test like the IELTS or TOEFL? Is it just because you love the language?
All of these are good reasons, but you must be clear about your reason. Your why is your fuel. It's the gasoline for your car. When the journey is difficult, and learning a language is difficult sometimes, your why keeps you going.
Let's look at an example. I was talking to a learner named Maria from Brazil. Maria works for a big technology company in Sao Paulo. She is very good at her job, but she cannot get a promotion, a better job in the company, without B2 level English.
So her why is very clear and very strong. She wants that promotion.
Exactly. She told me, Peter, sometimes I come home from work. I am so tired. I just want to watch TV in Portuguese. But then I remember my why. I think about the new job, the better salary, the new projects, and that gives me the energy to study for 30 minutes.
That is a perfect example. Her why is her motivation. Now, compare Maria to another learner. Let's call him Tom.
What is Tom's why?
Tom's why is, I don't know, I guess English is useful.
Oh no, that is a weak why.
It's a very weak why. When Tom is tired, will he study? No, he will watch TV. When his friends invite him out, will he say, sorry, I need to study? No, he will go out.
Because his desire, his want, is not strong. The book says you must have a strong desire.
So here is our first tip and trick for this section. Tip and trick. Write down your why. We want you to do this right now or after the podcast. Take a piece of paper or open the Notes app on your phone. Write this sentence. I am mastering English because, and then finish the sentence. Be specific.
Don't just write, for a job. Write, I am mastering English because I want to get a promotion to senior manager in my company, which will help me give my family a better life.
Don't just write for travel. Write, I am mastering English because I want to travel to Ireland and have a real 10-minute conversation with a local person in a pub.
When you are specific, the reason becomes real. It becomes emotional.
And here's the second part of the tip. Put this paper where you can see it every day. Put it on your desk. Put it on your mirror. Put it on the wall in your bedroom.
So every day you remember your why. This is your rich dad mindset. You're not just studying English, you're building the future you want. It's a powerful change.
A complete change in mindset.
Okay, this next lesson is the most famous idea from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's the idea of assets and liabilities.
These words sound like difficult finance words, but the idea is very simple. Robert Kiyosaki defines them like this. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket.
For example, a house you rent to someone is an asset. It gives you money every month. But a new, expensive car is a liability. You have to pay for gas, insurance, and repairs. It takes money out of your pocket.
The rich dad's rule is simple. Buy assets. Avoid liabilities.
So, how does this work for language learning? It's a beautiful metaphor. Let's define them for English learners. A language asset is any habit, tool, or mindset that helps you learn and moves you forward to fluency. A language liability is any habit, tool, or mindset that stops you from learning or moves you backward.
This is so smart, Peter. Let's give some examples. What is a language asset?
A good habit, like listening to this podcast every week. Thank you. A steady system, like reviewing 10 new words on a flashcard app every morning. Your curiosity, being curious about new words, not afraid of them. A good language partner you speak with every Tuesday. Your hobby. If you love cooking, watching cooking shows in English is an asset.
I love that. So an asset isn't just a thing, it can be an attitude. Curiosity is a huge asset.
It's maybe the biggest asset.
Okay, now for the difficult part. What is a language liability?
Oh, we see these all the time. Fear. The fear of making a mistake. This is the biggest liability for most learners. It stops you from speaking. Perfectionism. The feeling that you must speak perfectly or not speak at all. This is a liability. Translating everything in your head before you speak. This is very slow and a big liability. Inconsistent study. Inconsistent means you do not have a regular schedule. You study for 5 hours on Saturday, but then you do nothing for 2 weeks. This is a liability. Comparing yourself to others. This is a huge one.
The rich dad mindset is to increase your assets and decrease your liabilities.
So, let's look at another global example. We have Kenji from Japan. Kenji's goal is to speak English fluently. Kenji's asset, he loves American action movies. He watches them all the time. Kenji's liability, he's terrified of speaking. He's so afraid of making a grammar mistake.
So he has a lot of input, listening, from his asset, the movies, but he has zero output, speaking, because of his liability, the fear. He is unbalanced.
What did he do? He used his asset to fix his liability.
How?
He joined an online movie club for English learners, a group of people who watch a movie and then meet on Zoom to talk about it in English.
That is brilliant. It connects to his passion, his asset.
Yes, and because everyone in the group is a learner, he's not afraid. He knows everyone will make mistakes. He turned his liability into an asset. Now his speaking practice is his new asset.
This brings us to our next tip and trick. Tip and trick. Do your asset and liability audit.
An audit is a review. We want you to do a learning audit. Just like our why exercise, take a piece of paper, make 2 columns, 2 lists. On the left, write My English Assets. On the right, write My English Liabilities. Be honest.
And maybe under assets, you write, I am good at grammar rules. I live in a city with many tourists. I love reading a blog about football.
And maybe under liabilities, you write, I am shy. I forget new vocabulary very quickly. I use social media in my native language too much.
Now you have a plan. The Rich Dad plan is 1. Use your assets more. Read that football blog every day. 2. Find a way to fix or change your liabilities. If you are shy, find a one-on-one tutor on italki instead of a big group class. If you forget vocabulary, find a better system, like an app called Anki.
I love that. An investor in your fluency. That's the Rich Dad mindset.
Okay, our third lesson from Rich Dad, Poor Dad sounds a little rude in English. The phrase is, mind your own business.
Yes, if you say this to someone, it usually means, stop asking me personal questions. It's not your problem. But in the book, it has a special meaning. It means focus on your own life, your own goals, and your own asset column. Don't spend your life working for someone else's business. Build your business.
How does this apply to language learning? It's simple and very important. Stop comparing yourself to other learners.
Oh, this is such a big liability, as we just said. It is. We get emails all the time. Dear Sarah and Peter, I am in an English class. There is a student who started at the same time as me, and her English is so much better. She speaks so fast. I feel stupid. What am I doing wrong?
This way of thinking is so toxic. Toxic means it's like a poison for your motivation.
You are not that other student. Mind your own business means focus on your journey. You don't know why she is learning. You don't know how she studies. You don't know how much time she has. You don't know her assets and liabilities.
Maybe she lived in Canada for a year. Maybe she studies 3 hours every day. Maybe her why is stronger. Or maybe her grammar is good, but her vocabulary is small. You don't know the full story.
Let's look at another example. Fatima from Egypt, she was in this exact situation. She was in a class and another student, Ahmed, was the star. He always knew the grammar rules. Fatima felt terrible.
She felt inferior, like she was not as good.
But then she minded her own business. She remembered her why. Her why was not to be the best in the class. Her why was to watch American TV shows without Arabic subtitles.
That's a great, specific why.
So she changed her focus. She stopped worrying about Ahmed. She minded her business. Her business was listening skills and phrasal verbs for TV. Ahmed's business was grammar rules for the test. They had different goals.
And what happened?
6 months later, Fatima could watch Friends and understand 80% of the jokes. She was so happy. She achieved her goal. Ahmed passed the test with 95%, but he still couldn't understand Friends.
Because he was building a different business. Both are fine, but Fatima succeeded because she focused on her plan, not his.
This brings us to our tip and trick for this section. Tip and trick. Set your own mini goals. Don't use someone else's goal. Be fluent is not a goal, it is a dream. A goal is something you can measure. Mind your business by creating your own small, weekly goals.
For example, Goal 1. This week, I will have one 15-minute conversation in English, even if it's with myself. Goal 2. This week, I will learn 7 new words related to my hobby, cooking. Goal 3. This week, I will write one 100-word paragraph in English about my weekend.
These are your goals. They are your business. When you achieve them, you win. You can feel successful. This stops you from looking at other students. You are too busy minding your business and building your assets.
This is a much healthier, happier, and richer way to learn. This next lesson feeder is my favorite one. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the rich dad advises young people to take a job to learn a new skill, not just for the money.
Right. He says don't just work for a paycheck. A paycheck is your salary. He says work to learn. For example, he suggests working in sales for a year, even if the pay is bad. Why? To learn the skill of selling. That skill is an asset that will make you rich later.
This is a perfect analogy for language learning. In English learning, what is the paycheck?
It's the grade, the test score, the certificate.
Exactly. And so many students work for the paycheck. They study only to pass the test.
We have all seen this. Learners who are amazing at grammar exercises. They get 100% on the test, but
But you ask them, "Hi, how was your weekend?" And they freeze. They cannot speak.
they worked for the grade, not for the skill. The skill is communication. The skill is understanding. The skill is expressing your ideas.
Working to learn in English means focusing on the real skills, not just the test rules.
What are these real skills? The skill of guessing meaning from context. Context means the other words in the sentence. A rich dad learner doesn't stop and run to the dictionary for every new word. That's a poor dad mindset. It's slow. The rich dad learner works to learn the skill of guessing. They read the sentence and think, based on the other words, I think this word means sad.
Let's give an example. Peter was despondent. He lost his keys, his wallet, and his phone all in one day.
So I lost everything. How do I feel? I feel despondent. Despondent must mean very, very sad or unhappy.
Exactly. You didn't need a dictionary. You used the skill of context. You worked to learn.
Other skills include the skill of paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is explaining an idea in a different way. This is what you do when you forget a word. A poor dad learner stops. I forget the word,
A poor dad learner stops. I forget the word, but it's the thing you use to cook water for tea. It's hot.
a kettle.
Yes. And the conversation continues. The rich dad learner is focused on the skill of communication, not the perfection of one word.
Let's look at our global example. Javier from Colombia. Javier only studied for his B1 exam. He studied grammar, grammar, grammar. And he passed. He got his paycheck.
But then his company hired a new manager from the USA. Javier was in a meeting, and the manager spoke fast, used slang, and had an accent.
Javier was completely lost. His test English was useless. He worked for the grade, but he didn't have the skill of listening to real-world English.
He had to change his mindset. He started working to learn. He stopped doing grammar exercises. He started listening to podcasts, like this one, and watching YouTube videos about his job, engineering. He focused on the skill of listening.
It was hard for 2 months. But then, in a meeting, he suddenly realized, I understand. I understand what she is saying. He had finally built the real skill.
So, here is our tip and trick. Tip and trick. Focus on one skill, not one grade. This week, choose one real skill to work to learn. Don't say, I will study 20 vocabulary words. Say, I will practice the skill of guessing context. I will read one news article and not use a dictionary. Don't say, I will study the past simple. Say, I will practice the skill of storytelling. I will record myself on my phone telling a 1-minute story about my last holiday.
This changes everything. You're now building real-world assets, skills, not just collecting paychecks, grades. We've arrived at our final lesson, Sarah, and this one brings everything together.
In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki talks about the power of systems. He says the rich build systems, like a business or a corporation, that make money for them even when they are sleeping.
The poor dad works for a system. He is an employee. The rich dad builds a system.
This sounds very high level, but for a language learner, it's very practical. A system is just a good, automatic, daily habit.
That's it. It's a routine, a plan. It's not about studying hard for 8 hours one day. That is the poor dad mindset. You will get tired. You will burn out. That's a great phrasal verb. Burn out means to lose all your energy and motivation.
The rich dad mindset is to study smart, and studying smart means building a system that makes learning easy and automatic.
The book also says the rich are resourceful. Resourceful, means you are good at finding clever ways to do things using whatever you have.
You don't need an expensive school. You don't need to live in London or New York. Those are excuses. That's the poor dad mindset. I can't learn because I don't have money.
The rich dad mindset is, what can I do with what I have? This is being resourceful. You invent your own learning opportunities.
So what does a learning system look like?
It's not, I will study when I have time. It is, I will study every day from 7 a.m. to 7:15 a.m.
A 15-minute system. I love that. Let's call it the 15-minute system. Most people can find 15 minutes.
The commute system. Commute is your travel to work. Do you take a bus or a train? That is your 30-minute system. Listen to an English podcast every day on the bus. That's your system.
The coffee system. Do you drink coffee or tea every morning? While you drink it, you must read one article on the BBC News website. That's your 10-minute system.
The shower system. I'm serious.
The shower system? Explain, Peter.
While you are in the shower, you cannot use your phone. Your mind is free. Use those 5 minutes to think in English. Describe your day. Today, I am going to go to work. I must send an email. I am feeling tired. It's a 5-minute speaking practice system.
That is brilliant. It's resourceful. You're using dead time.
These are your systems. They're assets, and they are automatic. After 30 days, you don't think about it. You just do it. You are now learning English automatically, just like a rich dad system makes money automatically.
Let's look at our final global example. Anya from Poland. Anya is a busy mother. She has 2 young children. Her why is to help her children with their English homework, but she has no time. She cannot go to a school.
This is a poor dad problem. I have no time. But Anya adopted a rich dad mindset. She became resourceful. She created a system.
Her system was called the 30-minute playtime. Every day for 30 minutes, she must play with her children only in English.
Oh, I love this.
They build with Legos. Give me the red block. Let's build a tall tower. This is a car. She bought simple English children's books. She reads them to her children every night.
She invented her own English class. She combined her life, her children, with her learning.
That is the best system. And what happened? Her English improved dramatically, her children's English improved, and she built a beautiful, strong asset, a fun, English-speaking relationship with her kids. She is a rich mom learner.
That is the most inspiring story. It shows that it's not about money or time, it's about mindset.
Which brings us to our final tip and trick. Tip and trick. Build one small system this week.
Don't try to change everything. That is a poor dad mistake. Choose one small 15-minute system. Maybe it's the coffee system. Maybe it's the commute system. Maybe it's the shower system. Do it for 7 days. Just 7 days. See how it feels. This is how you build an asset that lasts forever.
Wow, Peter, that was a lot of information, but I feel so motivated.
Me too. Let's do a very quick recap. A recap is a summary. We learned 5 lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad to change your learning mindset.
Lesson 1. Find your why. Know your motivation. Write it down and look at it every day. Your why is your fuel.
Lesson 2. Know your assets and liabilities. An asset helps you, like a good habit. A liability hurts you, like fear. Get more assets and fix your liabilities.
Lesson 3. Mind your own business. Stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on your journey and your goals.
Lesson 4. Work to learn, not for grades. Focus on real skills like communication and guessing context, not just test scores. Build the skill, not just the paycheck.
And lesson 5, create a system. Be resourceful. You don't need money, you need a clever plan. Build a small, daily, automatic habit.
The main idea of the entire book is this: the most powerful asset you have is your mind. How you think is everything.
If you have a poor dad mindset, you will say, I can't learn. It's too hard. I don't have time. I'm not good at languages.
But if you have a rich dad mindset, you will ask, how can I learn? How can I make this easier? How can I find 15 minutes? How can I turn my fear into an asset?
It's all about changing your thoughts. You are not just a student, you are an investor. You are a builder, and the thing you are building is a new, powerful, confident life with English.
Outro music. Bright and cheerful music fades in.
Thank you all so much for listening to Let's Master English. We hope this episode was useful for you.
Which lesson was your favorite? What is your why? What system are you going to build? You can send us an email at letsmasterenglish@gmail.com. That is a fictional email. We would love to hear your stories.
Remember, learning a language is a journey. Be patient with yourself, be resourceful, and have fun.
That's all from us. Until next time, keep mastering English.
Bye, everyone.